Good morning, everybody. Ooh, starts with a sneeze. Oh my goodness. What a good way to start. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the live stream, the Everyday Growth Advisor live stream on a Friday. Ooh, another Friday that is going to be a crazy day. A lot of developments today. I'm going to go through a couple of updates with oil, with S&P 500, and you guys will be more than happy to listen in. So let's get it down. Remember, if you're in here from Option Swing, welcome in. Appreciate you guys being here. And I guess the report just came out for jobs, so let's see what's going on with that. Oh, whoa. Big candlesticks, big candlesticks. Okay, let's have a look. Government payrolls, non-farm payrolls. Oh, okay, so we had better than expected non-farm payrolls. Unemployment rate is at 14%, better than expected. I guess it's a pretty good jobs report. The market's going to price in the fact that we're recovering, which means that we might see a pretty volatile day today. However, remember, the market is not the economy, and we are still, waiting for a lot of businesses to report earnings. The earnings season is not up, but just know that it just seems like the worst of the jobs situation is over, right? We have a better number for non-farm payrolls and a lower unemployment rate, which means that more people are getting back into work. Now, is this a good thing? I mean, I can't comment on that because I personally think that we're opening too early. I think that we haven't contained the virus yet, but that's just my opinion, right? That doesn't matter. And then, yeah, okay, so everything else looks good. On the pre-market movers today, we have, let's see, I just want to update this, make sure that we get it all up to date. And let's see, okay. Pharma company, ignore this one. Let's see, fuel tech, ignore that one. Microvision, ignore that one. Let's choose a color today. It's going to be blue. Blue. Okay, Spirit Airlines looking like it has lost 2%. Pre-market volume looking good. Apart from that, Uber up 5%. Pre-market volume approaching 1 million shares. If you guys don't know, Uber posted a $2.8 billion loss, but yet shares are up 5 to 6%. Why? If anybody can answer in the chat, I would love to hear your opinion. If not, somebody ask me why that happened, and then I'll answer. Because I actually just went through this with the mentorship group today. We broke down the earnings report for a bunch of companies, for Yelp, Uber, Roku, and what was the last one? Dropbox. So we kind of did those 4 companies. Feel free to ask me about those 4 companies. I already broke them down. Nothing much in the pre-market movers today except for Uber. So keep an eye on Uber today. Should be an interesting day. And just like that, we are selling off. Interesting, right? Wow. Okay, we'll see. I think that was better than expected. The market might start to reverse here, but we'll see. Okay, with the news on Bloomberg, there was new cases in Spain, and the World Health Organization is studying an animal origin for the coronavirus. And there is a shortage of testing around the world, which we know was something that's going to happen. And equities and futures advancing ahead of the US job data, right? So this was like a buy the rumor, right? And it might be sell the news, right? You know that saying, right? Buy the rumor, sell the news. That's what might possibly be happening over here. So Singapore pivot to mass test. Okay, JP Morgan versus Citi as Wall Street splits on market direction. Okay, basically people don't know where the market's heading to, which is nice. However, there are a couple of things that I would like to point out. First, let's look at the Wall Street Journal and see what they have. April jobs report to show record unemployment. Well, it didn't seem like it. So, okay, it did rise to 14.7%. And let's see, childhood vaccinations interrupted, blah, blah, blah. Demand for small business drone cool. Okay. Some restrictions loosened. Basically, the news is mixed. Okay. And that's fine. As long as we, can tell the market direction, that's good. So the last video, I mentioned that there was a higher chance for us to come down here to test this level before going up. And the market obviously listened to what I said and did the exact opposite. So we did come back to this fib level, but then we ended up reversing and tracking course upward in a bullish momentum. And we broke above the neckline of the head and shoulders pattern. So we're officially in a reversal pattern here. And it's hard to say where we're going to go. We could make a small wave down, followed by another wave up to test the 61.8 again. But this is going to be in coincidence with the, once again, the 150 and 200 long-term moving average, right, on the daily. If we do break above that, then we'll see further upside and SPY rally back to 3,000 easily, right? Which is going to be, somewhere in this region. So it's a little unpredictable right now, but there are a couple of things that I can tell you that might make a little bit of sense. So let me put it this way. Right now, the lending for the U.S. economy, right? The lending is at a all-time low. Okay, and when lending is at all-time low, the Fed, it might consider keeping lending at an all-time low for a long time, right? That is what is driving the stock market up. Another thing you have to realize is that the stock market right now is being pulled up by companies that are doing well during coronavirus. And what are those companies? Tech companies, right? You can see the clear difference between the NASDAQ and the SPY on a 1-hour chart, okay? If you zoom out here. You can see that they look similar but not the same. The NASDAQ is having a very big rally compared to S&P, which is kind of plateauing out but struggling to catch a wave here. And this is basically the idea is that tech is holding up the entire stock market, and that makes sense, right? Because tech is what is making up all the biggest percentages of all these indexes, right? You have Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, Google, Facebook. Those are the biggest weights of the S&P 500, right? And since this depth is really cheap, this massive debt load is going to continue forward for a longer time, and the rate increases for the Fed are going to become more and more unlikely. So if the rate increases are going to be more unlikely, then there's going to be more cheap money in the system for a long time, and that's further going to improve the likelihood of the stock market rallying, because these businesses will be able to grow further. However, of course, that causes more problems, right? And at some point of time, we're going to have to pay that back. I mentioned this in the previous live stream. The other way to look at this is that the VIX, right? The VIX has seen record outflow, right? And because of the record outflow, we basically normalized. I talked about this the last time. We normalized back down the fastest that we have ever normalized since the 2008 financial crisis. Okay, and if volatility decreases, okay, what happens is that there is also a lower equity risk premium. Okay, and what is the equity risk premium? This is the price that you would pay on top of stocks to risk, okay, for additional return. So if that goes down, then this would discourage people from investing in low yield investments. And if people stop investing in low yield investments, what are they going to put it in? High yield investments. And what are those? Equities. So if the equity risk premium goes down, people start pouring money into equities, which is exactly what's happening right now. Okay. And this is easily going to lead back to all-time highs in SPY. It's possible. Now, I know it's like, it sounds like a very terrible thing, like the world is going to crap, but then we have, we are going to all-time highs. The thing is that even though we're going to all-time highs and our economy is not the same as the stock market, we have to accept that the market is pricing in something 6 to 8 months from now. Okay, so that's my kind of technical analysis for SPY today. It's a little more drawn out, and I hope that you could follow along there. But today is going to be a rather short session. So let's get these questions done today and see what we have here. Good morning. Good morning. By the way, if you haven't liked the stream yet, I would really appreciate if you hit the like button. That means a lot to me. Good morning. Okay. Hey, is your mentorship program for those who have little experience with options trading? Do you teach technical analysis? What is the price? Yes, definitely. It is designed for people with little experience. I go through the beginners part of it, and then you get a very good holistic approach to everything that you need to know, essentially. However, this wave right now, the slots are closed, but please message me on Instagram and I will tell you more about it. So message me at Everyday Growth Advisor. Here, let me write it down. Message me on Instagram on there, and then we can talk more about it and see how we can get you on board for the next wave. We definitely teach options trading, but I make sure that you have a good fundamentals with the stock market first, giving you a very holistic approach to charting, technical analysis. It's like a very all-rounded experience. So you get everything for the price that you pay. It's $197 for a whole week of learning, and it's called the 7 Days of Growth program. So I'm considering to have another wave. So if you guys are interested, message me on Instagram. I'll put you on the wait list, and then we can talk further. Okay. Thoughts on RDHL? They receive FDA approval. Oh man. It's difficult to do analysis on these biotech companies, especially when I don't know nothing about them. If they got, oh my goodness, what is this? Especially if I don't know anything about them. Let that chart load, and then I will see what's going on with it. Thoughts on Apple? So I actually called out Apple 2 or 3 days in the channel, and I had actually made a bearish call for it, and then I waited 2 days, and it didn't turn good for me. It was probably one of my worst trades that I've made in I don't know, weeks. And there's nothing wrong with making a bad trade. You just got to learn from it. I saw Apple rallying after earnings, and it has been rallying for a while now. I was expecting a reversal right at this resistance, which would have happened, but except for the market just kept going. So I expect Apple to come down at some point soon, but I'm not going to buy puts yet because of this atmosphere that the market is having right now. So as we can see, it's going to continue to inch higher. I think it's going to open at 308 or 307 today, so even higher. It just seems like we're just going to juice and keep juicing, and I don't think I'm going to take any positions on Apple right now until I can figure out what it's doing. As I said, it's $197 for the course. Message me on Instagram, and then we'll get you sorted out. Thoughts on Sony? Wow, I haven't heard of Sony in a long time. That's a very okay. So you got to go for SNE on the NYSE. That's a repository share. So let's see what this is. I don't know why my trading view is being weird today. It's taking a very long time to load, but just bear with me. Sony is looking somewhat bullish and bearish. I don't know, it's mixed. Looking interesting on the 4-hour chart. Looking bullish, I guess. More bullish than bearish, but you have to wait for it to cross above this moving average, above this resistance here. I would enter calls here at, what is this price? 65 is where you would take a long position if it breaks out in good volume. You need volume here, at least this much of volume. If it breaks out with good volume, then you should enter. Make sure that the volume is buying volume, not selling volume. You can't just look at these bars here. You got to also confirm with OBV, which is the on balance volume indicator, which you can add to your chart. Go into the 1 minute chart and then check if volume is indeed increasing or decreasing. As you can see, for Sony, we had a big sell on the 6th of May. And then OBV's been trying to get back up there, but not. So it's actually experiencing outflows right now. So it's kind of a mixed signal. Overall bullish, but bearish in the short term. Thoughts on AAP, thoughts on Beyond, thoughts on... Whoa, lots of thoughts. How many thoughts do you guys have, man? Okay, let's do these one by one. Thoughts on AAP. All right. What is AAP, my man? Advanced Auto Parts. Okay. Let's see. Let's see if my trading view will load. By the way, I wanted to once again say thank you guys for visiting my YouTube channel. And while the chart loads, I wanted to tell you that today I released a new video on my YouTube channel. It is called Beginner's Guide to Support and Resistance. I highly, highly, highly recommend that you go check that video out. This is perhaps one of the most important videos that I have put out so far. And it goes through not only just regular, support and resistance, but it goes through a bunch of different types of support and resistance and gives you an overview of all the different types and how it works. So I've summarized it in such a way that it's very easy for you to follow. As long as you know the concept of supply and demand, you will be Gucci. Okay, AAP, let's look at it. AAP is looking like it's curling. Failed to break the resistance, touching back here, might come up back here. Volume is flowing out though. It's looking more bearish than bullish in my opinion, with the volume flowing out. You may want to buy it on a dip if it dips more. Enter at a support maybe over here, or if you want to really play it safe, enter at the breakout at 127. But I would say if it goes to 123, you can start adding a position here and then ride the wave up. But it's a very mixed signal here. It's in the middle, like you see this big resistance here and this support here. It's in the middle, kind of more to the top than the bottom. The risk to reward is better on the bottom. The risk to reward on the top is not as good. So all in all, I don't really like this trade very much. Thoughts on Beyond? Definitely going to be Beyond's definitely going to be expensive. Beyond Meat. I guess everybody's doing their charting right now before the market opens, so my bandwidth is getting laggy here. Okay, let's see. Beyond looks like it has to come back down to 117 before it continues rallying, if it wants to rally. There was a big sell. Let's see if it was indeed a big sell. This might have been a big sell. Yeah, I guess it was. Let's see once again. See, you got to realize what I'm doing over here. The reason why I started the 1 hour is to see the general trend. And then I zoomed into the 5 minutes to confirm if OBV was indeed pointing down during that sell-off. And you see here, I'm confirming once again at a shorter time frame that yes, indeed, there was a sell-off and the volume did indeed come out. You see the OBV says up here, that was 6% of volume, and down here with this blue line here at the bottom, that was almost close to point something percent, right? 0.6% of volume. So the volume went from 6% to 0.6% within this time frame, which means that selling occurred, right? And then the volume increased steadily. That means more buying occurred. That's why the price went up, and then went down again, and went up, and went down, and went up. And then at the end of the day, there was a big sell that came in, pushing most of the volume out, once again from 2% down to minus 2.6%. That's about a 4% drop of volume. And then the end of the day, we had volume increase again from 2%, minus 2% to about break even at zero. So very, very up and down day for Beyond. If anything, we got to see how, if it's my guess, I would say that today we'll try to rally again because the market is on, kind of a rip here. But just, I would buy it on a dip. I wouldn't buy it here. It's just not a good price for it. Remember, premiums are most juiced when you buy it on the top. So avoid buying things on the top, guys. Thought in Adobe. All right. Thoughts on Boeing. I'm in a long-term position for Boeing. I just called it out yesterday on option swing. I've taken a contract for next year. Next year, 155 calls for Boeing for June 18, 2021. And I took 2 contracts for a total of about $5,000. I'm going to be holding that for a while. I saw some good volume come in, and so I decided to go for that one. Okay, Adobe, let's see if we can get Adobe loaded here. Adobe also looking like it's been overbought and needs a correction here. A lot of stocks are like this right now, guys. Like they all require corrections in the short term. And then before they can rally further. So Adobe looks like one of them, and you can see some volume has been flowing out. You can confirm in the 5-minute and see if that's indeed been happening. Let's see if the chart will load. Okay, so there was some buying at the end of the day yesterday, and let's confirm with the 1-minute chart here. There was selling and then some buying. Not a lot of buying, but a lot of selling. So you can see the picture here, a lot of selling and then some buying, selling, buying. Closed flat yesterday, Adobe. If anything, I would like to bet to the downside. I don't want to bet on the upside. There's more risk to reward on the downside than there is on the upside. That's how I will play this one. But as I said, equities are in a tear. This is a company that stands to benefit from coronavirus. So it's a tricky one. But it definitely has to come down to the old resistance at some point. Remember, this is the old resistance. It now becomes new support. So it has to come down to that at some point. Thoughts on BA, covered that already. What are your favorite tickers to day trade on a consistent basis every day? I look at, a lot of times I'm looking at the FANG stocks. I'm looking at Roku. I'm looking at Beyond. I'm looking at NVIDIA. I'm looking at Boeing. I look at any company that has above 10 billion in market cap and that has consistent volume for the day. Maybe like more than 1 million in volume. That's something that I would look for. Can you show us all the indicators you're using in TradingView? Yes, definitely. I am using triple EMA, which is a script that I have for this. It's exponential moving average, but 3 of them, the 50, 150, and the 200 moving average, which is exponentials. I have swing high low support by Pattern Smart, which you can look up in the indicator and strategies here. Regular volume and OBV. I keep it simple, just 4 indicators, nothing crazy. The support and resistance draws itself. I'm lazy that way, but then I have my own ways to look at support and resistance. Like for example, this is a support and resistance, but this point right here is 2 because it has a lot of candlesticks along the same point. So I know exactly where they are. Occasionally I'll draw in trend lines when I see something that I like. For example, Boeing. If it loads. So let's see. Trying to pull it up here. Okay, let's answer some questions in the meantime. Okay, yes, show us the indicators you're using, by the way, if you are in option swing, I posted my indicator setup in the educational chat. You can scroll down and find it. It's all there. I explain everything in detail, why I'm using it, how I'm using it, if you're interested in that. Why do some contracts have large spreads in pricing? Also, people say stay away from contracts with high IV, yet the volume of bid and ask for some of these contracts are large. So, okay. So, first of all, implied volatility is when there is a bum rush of people trying to buy those contracts. And what happens is that when the Vega gets spiked up like that, the implied volatility of the contract, it increases per dollar move of the underlying. Okay. And when premiums are juiced like that, you don't want to buy them because if implied volatility is at 100%, that means that your premiums that you're going to pay for that contract are super expensive compared to somebody else who bought them. And the chances are when you buy this contract, if the trend reverses, you're going to be the first person to lose money on this contract. Okay. If a contract has a large spread, there's a couple of explanations. The first explanation is that the contract has low volume. Low volume would mean that there are not many people buying and selling that contract. Therefore, there is a big difference between the bid price and the ask price. And when there's a big difference between the bid price and the ask price, that causes a big spread. And that's the reason why you have large spreads on those prices. So I hope that answers your questions. And IV affects your gains because if you buy the contract for too high of a price, then you're basically have a lower margin for profit as the stock moves towards profitability or closer to your strike price. Thoughts on FET? Okay. Oh well. Let's see if I can. There you go. I was saying I draw trend lines from time to time. So this is one of the trend lines that I'm drawing for Boeing, right? When I need them, I draw them. I don't use them all the time, so I don't like to clutter my charts up. Okay, so let's look at FET. What is that? Forum Energy Technologies. Avoid trading companies that are this small, guys. Market cap 42 million. Bro, come on. 38-cent stock. No, I'm not going to analyze this. Don't even waste your time, dude. You'll be subject to a pump and dump, exactly like what's going on over here. Look at this. It's crazy. You'll buy the stock, it'll go up by 12 cents or 10 cents, and then somebody's going to dump the stock. It's not worth investing in. I'm sorry, man, but I got to be honest and blunt with you. This is not a good investment at all. Don't even look at it. Stay away from stuff with less than 10 billion in market cap. It's going to get you in a lot of trouble because they can manipulate these prices easily. Look at the amount of buying and the selling within the same period of time. It's like you'll be caught holding the bag, and I'm trying to protect you. So be careful. QQQ pushing and needs some corrective wave after this week. Holding 224 puts 5.8. Roll over to next week and wait for corrective wave or sell for small profit today. Sell for small profit today, bro. And then on Monday, you can buy next week expiry. That would be the right play for this. What do you think about Dropbox? Great business. I just went through the earnings report today with my mentorship group. We went through the company and we found out that Dropbox has actually reduced its expenses and increased its revenue. So top and bottom line beat, looking very good. And I think I'm bullish on it. However, does that mean you should buy it right at the open? Hell no. You should wait. You should definitely, try to get an entry on a corrective wave rather than chase it on an impulsive wave. Remember what I say about corrective and impulsive waves, right? If this is your first time here, every time a stock moves, there is a series of corrective waves and impulsive waves, right? And if you join my mentorship program, this is part of the lesson that I give. This wave up is always an impulsive wave if we're in an uptrend, right? The corrective wave is the wave down, right? And this is always higher. The biggest rookie mistake that novice investors make is they buy here, right? and then they really cry because they bought it at the top, and then it starts moving down, and then they sell here, and then they say, oh, okay, it's gonna go down further, so they leave it, and then it goes up, and then they don't catch it on the way up, and then they end up buying it again here, right? And then once again it sells off, and then they're like, oh my god, I'm making a loss again, and they sell it here, and so they keep getting caught in these waves, and they don't know how to observe these trends. This is something I teach in the mentorship, how to avoid these traps, because it's not easy. Sometimes you get caught into it. You got to really be careful. So, thoughts on Marriott, right? I think they have earnings. When is Marriott's earnings? I'm not sure when their earnings are, but I'm pretty sure it's coming out. Yeah, the chart will tell me. I'm gonna look at it right now. Let's see. Answer some questions in the meantime. How the heck do you subscribe to this? There's a subscribe button on the stream. I'm pretty sure it should be like on the stream somewhere, like right here or something. There you go. To the left of the chat, you'll see a subscribe button. There you go. By the way, if you haven't subscribed and please guys, I only ask for one thing. If you come to the stream, just hit the like button. That's all I ask for, really. It helps me out a lot. To the left of this, okay. Haha, mad respect for giving us solid advice on penny stocks. I haven't touched them since you talked about it. I remember getting burned in the past when I used to trade stocks. Hell yeah, dude. Don't get involved with penny stocks, man. You will lose money most of the time if you do that. It's one of those things that people will always get burnt with, because it's hard, man. The pump and dumps, they get you. All right. SQ stock thoughts. All right, first let's do Marriott, because that's what we were waiting for load. Oh, I don't like this kind of a chart. I mean, I see the volume nice and increasing, but it's still within like the 10% range, kind of. And it's been up and down, up and down. A lot of consolidation sideways. Definitely don't take an options trade for something like this. Earnings on 11. There we go. I knew it was soon. Earnings on 11, so that's Monday. I don't know if you want to play that, man. It might be risky. I don't see a direction for this, and quite honestly, I don't even see a risk and reward. So I would skip this entirely. If you play this to the downside, you don't have a risk and reward. If you play this to the upside, it's a very slim. It's either way. There's not much to win here. It's equal. Not a good setup, unfortunately. We can come back to this when set an alert above this level and set an alert below this level. If it hits any one of them, then we can come back to it. Let's see, Square. Okay. Also, you have any companies with holdings that you are watching today? Well, I have a whole bunch of positions today. Let's see. I'll tell you what the positions I'm holding right now are, and some of them are from Option Swing. By the way, if you are not a member of Option Swing, I highly recommend you to join, because I'm the educator there. That's for one. I'm very proud to have that position, because I love helping people, and teaching people is my passion. In fact, I didn't know teaching was my passion. It just became a thing recently, and I realized that I may be good at it. So I took it up as something that I like. But if you're curious to see how Option Swing works, this is what it looks like on the inside. We have chats here that show you different traders that take different trades. Traders like Kevin FOMO that make like, I don't know, $50,000 on one trade with 1,000% play, and calls out trades on a regular basis. This guy was on fire yesterday. He's crazy. He called out a whole bunch of trades. I took some of them. Mike Moss, who is the master of the wheel. This guy has perfected the art of selling covered calls, and also the wheel cycle, where you can benefit from holding shares and juicing premiums. And then we have Members Pick, which I'm a part of. I post positions here, and obviously not all the time the best. Like, I made a loss on Apple a couple of days ago and cut it at a 40% loss, but that was my stupidest mistake of the whole last week, right? Because I was a little bearish in the market, and then it ripped. So you can't always be right, but the chances, if you are more than 50% right, you'll succeed. And then Uncle Will, of course, who's a very famous addition. Not to mention, we have a whole lot of bots for you guys. Bots that tell us trends, bots that give us, kind of information that you may seek For example, a bot that tells you the open interest on SPY on command, the open interest on Boeing. You just need to say OIBA, pulls up everything. Here you go. All info. Like let's say I want to have the TA for Boeing, right? Exclamation mark TA BA, and boom, second resistance, first support, second support. It gives you everything, right? So this bot does magic, and how to use it is in the pin chat, and then the education chat where I spearhead and I answer questions regularly. If somebody posts a question here, I'm on top of it, and then the everyday growth chat where I post stuff all the time. So it's a very, very good community. Not to mention the watch list. I don't know if you guys have heard about the watch list, but the watch list is the hottest thing right now, right? It's run by Will and Warwick, who are our super mods, right? And they curate this list every day and send it out to us, and they always produce winners every single day. It's crazy how consistent it is, and they follow up with the technical breakdown too, like at the end of the day. So, I mean, I don't know what else you can ask for. Join. Seriously, I don't know what you're waiting for. By the way, if you want to join, don't just join. Message me on Instagram so I can get you 25% off for the first month. Yeah, that's right. I said 25% off. So message me on Everyday Growth Advisor, and I'll give you the referral code, and you can get a discount for joining. Don't just join like that. You know what I'm saying? Let me save you some money. That's what I'm doing. All right, Square, and then let's see. Okay. Hey Tyron, what are your thoughts on tech approaching all-time highs from Feb? Well, I think that right now, the way Nasdaq is moving with SPY, you can see that we're moving on a different cadence altogether. On SPY, we're barely starting to curl up with this moving average here. On Nasdaq, you can see that the moving average is so far above, which means tech is slightly approaching that overvalued phase right now. In fact, if you look at it on the 4-hour, we've been on a tear, and on the daily, it just looks ridiculous, right? You see that? We're due for a pullback, but the thing is, this cheap liquidity and this market environment that is pricing in all kinds of positive news is going to cause a big fall in the future. So I'm not saying buy puts now. All I'm saying is be cautious with your long positions and make sure that you have some hedges. I think this is a good time to pick up hedge positions for your portfolio. You can play hedges in various different ways. You can buy SPY puts for a further out expiry like June or July. You can buy VIX calls for June or July. And I believe that's a trade you called out, right, Jason? That was a good one. In fact, I took it too. Having a VIX call right now or a UVXY call, those will be good plays. Just hold them. Okay, it's insurance. Most of us, you lose it. But if the market comes down, you have something to deliver you additional gains while that happens. So I highly recommend to hold some hedges at this point. Sometimes you can't time the market, so what you got to do is just buy them and hold them. Should I keep my Roku call 148 515? I would sell that today. Sell it. If you're in profit, sell it. If you're in loss, sell it. Don't hold it over the weekend. It's a next week expiry. You're gonna drain theta over the weekend. 2 days of theta is gonna drain your premium by 2 days. So I don't recommend holding that, especially since you're holding 148 calls. That's pretty unlikely to hit, in my opinion. Should I keep Uber and Lyft 37 522? Which one is this one? Uber or Lyft? Or are they both 37? Where's the link to your Discord server? I'm on optionswing.com. Go to optionswing.com and sign up. Very easy. Super seamless process. Beautiful website. It's an amazing community too. So let's see. Okay. Let's see. So we broke down Roku earnings, spending way too much money. Yep. Kirk is part of my mentorship program, so we actually broke down Roku just yesterday. So I'm getting wrecked by my Apple put. Yep. I was in the same position. That's why I cut it yesterday, bro. I saw the rally pass and I cut it early. Sometimes better cut early. Yep, exactly. That's what I said to myself yesterday. Even though I was 40% down and hurting, I had 5 contracts. I was down almost $1,000. I cut it because you know what? You cut your losers early and you let your winners ride longer. So thank you that Discord is sick. Yeah, man, come join us. It's a great place. And honestly, if you're planning to join, remember, hit me up in the DMs on Instagram. I'll send you the referral code, 25% off, guys, for the first month. Will is super awesome. He's always helping with any questions you have. Hell yeah, Will is my boy. He's awesome. I agree. Woo, great. Thoughts on Disney? Thoughts on Disney? Okay, and so that was Uber. Okay, so first things first, we break down Square from a previous question that we had and see what's going on with Square. We'll do Square, Disney, and Uber, right? Uber. Okay, so let's see Square first. Oh my goodness. Very big rally up. I see a correction. I don't even need to see what's below it. I definitely a correction here first before we move up next. So expect Square to come down to $70 or at least $69 as the moving average moves up. It'll take some time to come down. Some volume is already flowing out, so keep that in mind. But seems like nothing's gonna stop it from moving up here. It might as well go back to $100 before you know it. Uber was 37 calls for which date? Let's see. 37 for 522. Well, you should be slightly near the money already. Uber's going to open up at 35, right? Or something. It's up 6%. Or maybe not. Or maybe it's going to move to 33. And so you have 37 calls for 522. Might be a little hard to hit that one, buddy. I think you might want to consider selling your calls and choosing a closer strike or a further expiry. Either one of those situations. If you're in profit today, cut your Uber position and roll it out further. Okay. Let's see. Disney. Okay. Do you follow a rule with your day trades with taking profit and cutting loss? Yes, I do. The moment I open a trade, I do it in a market order, and then I set a stop loss of about 20%. If I see a lot of volatility, I move the stop loss to 30%. The moment I'm in profit, I move my stop loss up to break even. And then if I get further in profit, I move my stop loss up until my stop loss is hit and I take profits. That's my strategy for day trading. If you want to learn further, message me on Instagram. Join the mentorship program. I go through these tactics, like what is my exact method, how to calculate risk return, plan, execute the trade, and you can be on the wait list for the next wave. Let's see. What do you think of service now? Okay, let's do Disney first. Disney. Disney's having a tough time. I went through Disney with my mentorship group the other day. We don't see the same bullishness for Disney as we did for other stocks, just because we don't know how long more they're going to remain closed. It's trading in a sideways channel, and I don't feel comfortable taking any positions in this company just of yet. But if we can see a good volume breakout of the 106 level, 107 level, we may see an upside to 112, 113 somewhere here. So wait for that to happen, break out of this resistance here, and then we can see what happens after that. By the way, if you're here for the stream, I appreciate you being here. I only ask of one thing, just one thing. Please, just hit the like button. That will help me out plenty. Really, like, I only ask you to hit the like button. That's all. You can subscribe if you enjoy the content and you want to see more of these streams. Subscribe, you'll know when we go live. But I only just want you to hit the like button. That's the only thing I ask for. I appreciate it. They're up pre-market. Are they going to go back? I mean, yeah, but they're rallying because of SPY, right? I mean, Disney's percentage of SPY too, so you have to see the reason why it's rallying. It's because the market's going up. Okay, thoughts on MGNX. What is MGNX? $1 billion, less than 10 billion, bro. Come on, biotech company. On top of that, don't trade these companies, guys. Come on, you know better than this. Don't do it. Don't do it. You'll get caught in it, and then you're gonna lose your money, and then you'll be pissed off that you didn't, you didn't do something. So don't trade companies less than 10 billion. Don't do it, and especially biotechs. Biotechs are like literally buying a lottery ticket. It's a 50-50. July Disney 135 call. July would be decent. 135 is a bit of a stretch, man. Come on. 135 is way up here, dude. Come on. 135 is here. No way. I don't think so. Do you think Disney's gonna recover by 135? Do you think their parks are gonna open and they're gonna just go back to all-time high? I don't think so. That's way too high. What's up, party people? What's up, Warwick? How you doing, man? Can you make a video on stop loss, please? I can try, but it would be part of another series. But I'll look into it. No promises on when it will be done, but I can look into it to make a video like that, definitely. I mean, alternatively, you could take the course and, I teach how to do that too. SPY call 292, 511, keep or close. 292. I mean, you're pretty much there, right? 511. That's Monday. Bro, that's Monday. I don't know, man. That's up to you. I honestly can't comment on that. It's literally a coin flip. What happens over the weekend is a coin flip, man. Any thoughts on General Motors and Ford? Michigan about to restart our car manufacturer. I like selling puts for Ford to own shares, but at a price like below. So I like getting paid to sell puts. I think collecting premium on that is nice. And then as for GM, I don't really study the company that much, so I can't really comment on that. But I see both of these companies not really doing great in the auto manufacturer space, and so I'm a little hesitant on both of them. Any earnings call to watch out for today? I don't know. I don't really. I can't really comment on the earnings calls right now. But let me see what is posting earnings today. Let me have a look. Come on, computer. Let's see. Earnings analysis. Another benefit of joining Option Swing is you get access to these lovely. Well, actually, he posted on Instagram too, so you have access to this every week, right? These lovely matrix where you can tell who's gonna report earnings on which day. Today's only Marriott, guys. Only Marriott's reporting earnings after. Well, only Marriott that we care about. So. I don't know. I don't think I'm gonna. I don't play earning reports, so unless I'm very, very, very confident. So this is a cool ass channel. Found you guys on IG. Thank you, man. Yeah. The Everyday Growth Advisors is partnered with Option Swing, so we hope that you like everything that we do. We just love what we do, so we're passionate about it, and we'll help you guys as much as we can. And thank you for the likes, guys. I appreciate it. If you're here, that's the only thing I ask from you. Just like the video. That's all. I'm probably gonna like this. Thank you. Okay. Walmart 130 calls for earnings. Thoughts on AMD. Good morning, all. Hey, Leon, what's up, man? Okay. Walmart 130 calls for earnings. Let's look at it. Oh. Walmart. See, I think the main thing that drives us apart from other Discord channels. Now, I know a lot of them, okay, and I've been in those channels, okay, and the main thing that drives us apart from them is that we concentrate on education. Like for me, ever since I came into the Discord, I was basically always helping people out to try and help them to learn better, because that's just something I got passionate about naturally. And we concentrate on education so that we don't give our members, fish to eat, but rather we teach them how to fish, and that's what I concentrate on in the mentorship, the Everyday Growth Mentorship. We concentrate on teaching you how to fish. So, if you're interested, hit me up on Instagram, slide in the DM. I'll put you on the wait list for the next wave. Right now, this wave is full. It's going to start on the 11th of May, but I'm going to plan to have another one on the 18th if I get enough people. So let me know if you're interested. And smash that like button. Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it. Okay, Walmart 130 for earnings. When is earnings? Next week. Okay, 519. I think it's probable. Walmart will probably beat its earnings. People are going to be hella shopping. When is this? 19? You know what? You should start accumulating a position in Walmart. Like, I might play the run up. I might play the IV run up here. Let's see, 19th, right? So that's next Tuesday. I might start accumulating a position in like Wednesday. Next Wednesday. start buying a position there and take it for 2 weeks out, like 27 maybe. If no, sorry, 29th maybe, or 20. Yeah, maybe the premiums will be nicer if I take it further out. 130 call, that should be nice, but I think a 127 or 125 would be better if you can get a good price for it, especially when the premiums are depressed. All right, let's see. I want a diamond membership because you, bro. Dude, that's so nice. Bro, get it, man. It's worth it too. I mean, if you think about it, you save money by taking the diamond membership. Do you guys do this every morning? So I am in the process of considering this idea. The problem with doing it every morning is I don't know if I'll come out with as good content for you guys, and I don't want to let you down. So having this every other day allows me to buffer content and give you guys, updates like oil updates or macroeconomic updates, and those are all value things that I think that would drive value to this channel. I don't want to come on here and just shoot the shit and talk nonsense. I believe in giving value to you guys, and if you're investing your time to come here, I want to make it worth your while. So that's the reason why I haven't considered doing this every day, but it's getting more and more possible. So, if I see more people asking me this, I will consider doing this every day, because I know about 2 to 3 people have already asked me this. So, if you want me to do a live stream every day, how about you put like a fire emoji in this chat room right now? Blow it up with fire emojis. All right, 62 people are in here, but only 26 likes. Bro, it's getting up there. Warwick, you look so professional. A realtor have professional pics. Okay, cool. So, does anyone have any more questions? Let's see. Oh, thoughts on AMD. That's the last one. And then after that, I'm gonna cut it out after there. I appreciate all of you guys being here. And yeah, these live streams are getting nice, man, guys. I really appreciate you guys like taking your time and coming here. It really helps me to also plan better for my day, All right, let's see. AMD looks bearish to me. The funny thing is AMD has been bearish for a while now, and I wanted to buy puts on it, but it didn't, and I didn't end up pulling the trigger. This may actually be a decent time to get them, but the problem is now that I said that, I bet the market's just going to reverse on me and it will go ham and go upward. So we got to do a risk to reward on this one. So this is something that I teach my group on the mentorship. How do you plan a risk to reward trade? Let's say you enter AMD here, you set your stop loss. Where are you going to set your stop loss? And let's say you're taking calls, so you're going to put your stop loss here. And let's say that's about a $2 distance. So your risk that you're taking on is going to be $2 distance. And I call this R. R is the risk that you take on. Oh man, why is my pen not working, guys? Okay, $2 is your R distance. If you take calls, you need to get at least a 1:2 risk to reward ratio for your trade to be profitable. And so you need to take a $4 upside, which is the 2R, and then that would lead you to a profit target of 55. 50. Let's just say 56. Probable, maybe, but it needs to break this resistance first. So playing it here is probably not the best move. It's in the middle. I don't see a very high success rate for this trade. So, but playing this to the downside though, if you take it here, you take your stop loss right here, play it down, still not a good risk to reward ratio. So both ways, you need to wait for AMD to make a move patiently and then get in. Remember guys, this is 90% patience and 10% execution game. Trading is 90% patience and 10% execution. Remember that. All right, let's see. Do we have any questions? All right, you guys tried to blow it up. You guys try. Oh, okay, I see you. Oh man, now you guys are making me consider this. If you want this every day and more personalized, the mentorship is perfect for you. Exactly, guys. Kirk is in my mentorship program right now. So if you really, okay, honestly, if you want to know how the mentorship program is and how it's worked, you can ask Kirk. I think he would be the best person to ask. He's taking it right now, and he's going to be ending this week with it. In fact, since my Pioneer group, I'm going to be extending the week with them with some after consultations for free and showing them some love. But thank you for showing me the love with the fires. I'm going to consider it, and if everything goes well, I will take your consideration into my decision. Should I hold MU 515 43 50 call? Let's see. QRBO boss, last one. I'll definitely tell to more people to subscribe and watch here. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Honestly. On the watch list, how far out do we go to look? Could you perhaps give me a better idea on what you're asking over here so I can answer this question? What do you mean by how far out do we look? I would appreciate that. Okay, MU, you said 515 4350 call. Let's see. 43, you're in the money? 4350, so that's in the money. I mean, if you're in the money, then I would sell for profit. Seems like you're in the money by quite a fair bit too. It's been moving sideways, so if you're expecting a move to the upside, it probably will go there, but then I don't think you should risk it since you have a 515. I would sell your contract and then buy a further expiry one. Lock in the profits, use the profits to free roll a contract out. That's what I would do. Oh, for strike prices. Okay. Okay, so generally speaking, for the watch list, since they are day trades, majority of the time you just go one strike out. The watch list says, and I think it should be posted now. So let's see. The watch list says calls over 129. You should go 130 call, something like that. Do you think today is going to stay green? I'm talking about Apple. Well, if SPY stays green, stay green. Simple. They're highly. We don't know. With that, I'm gonna end the stream here, guys, because I want to keep it within an hour. YouTube takes hella long to process these streams sometimes, and it's making me annoyed. Yes, the last one took them 2 days to process, so I'm trying to cut these short so that it's easier for them to process, guys. Thank you guys for coming through. Please like the smash the like button one last time. Come on, I know you can do it. You have it in your heart. I love all of you guys. Thank you. I'll see you on Monday. And I'm going to take into consideration all the fires. Don't worry. I hear you and I feel you. Love you guys. See ya.